which starts at 523. That's a transcript of your testimony before the ad hoc committee.
Sorry, Council, you want me to go to page?
559. Now, let's start, it's not numbered, the lines, but you see the line that reads the committee adjourned for lunch.
That is correct.
I want to pick it up from there. Advocate Arendse says to you, we are dealing with a referral by Mr. Adams in terms of section 27. You said that apart from seeing him on television screen, you do not know him at all. You say that is correct. You did not receive the referral yourself when it was received by IDEC. That is correct. What is the date of that referral? The second week of November 2024. So before ad hoc, you suggested that you didn't receive the referral affidavit from Mr. Adams. The last 2 days before the commissioners here, you indicated that you received it and you actually triggered an internal process resulting in a section 2813 application for a preliminary investigation.
Correct.
The two are contradictory. Which is the true position? Is it what you stated to the ad hoc committee or what you are stating to this commission?
I took the question at the time to mean that I received it from Mr. Adams. That is why I prefaced it as I did by not knowing him. My office did receive the section 27. That is the position. I received a section 27 deposed to by Mr. Adams and dated the 21st of November, 2024.
But how could you so understand when Mr. Arendse's question is very direct? You did not receive the referral yourself when it was received by IDEC. That's the question.
I did receive the referral.
Yeah. And your answer to the ad hoc committee is, that is correct, I did not receive it.
That's what I took it to mean, that I did not receive it from Mr. Adams, but I did receive the referral.
Where then did you receive it from?
The referral, when it came in an envelope to IDEC, to the officers, through the nominal document receival process, and then it was submitted to my office.
Okay. So you received it from IDEC. That's what you wanted to clarify to Mr. Arendse. Didn't receive it directly from Mr. Adams by hand, you received it from IDEC.
Correct.
Okay, your engagement doesn't go that far. But let's move on. Yes,
Are you leaving that page?
I am not. I'm staying with
Yes,
the page.
no, let me leave you to do.
All right. Now, the second leg of your engagement with Mr. Arendse on this issue, towards the bottom of that page, Mr. Arendse says, you are not aware of Mr. Adams also referring this matter to the National Commissioner of Police, the National Commissioner or the Minister. You say, no, not at all. Do you see where I'm reading?
Yes.
But we know after our engagement yesterday that MK16 tells us otherwise. Your entire basis for being persuaded by the referral is precisely because you said these issues had been raised with the minister. The minister or the minister's office had purported to refer this matter to you in terms of section 27. We had quite a lengthy engagement, and you too, with the commissioners about what was the complaint to the minister. We suggested that it related to interference and interception. You insisted that it related to what is contained in the section 27. Going with your understanding, then it can be correct that you did not know that he had complained to the minister, because we know our annexure MK16, which you confirmed you received, and you responded to, although you don't quite recall in what terms, tells us otherwise.
That is correct. At the time, I did not recall receiving anything from the office of the minister.
So why didn't you say, no, when did you say, I don't recall? You definitively say, no, not at all.
Not at all. Correct.
So what was ad hoc to believe? What if ad hoc believed that statement? You intended for ad hoc to rely on that statement.
That is correct. I did not recall remembering, that's stupid English. I did not recall receiving that from the Office of the Minister.
Yes, Commissioner.
You see, Advocate Johnson, your testimony yesterday was that IDEC received the minister's letter, and the
Correct.
minister's letter was unhelpful. And you instructed Perumal to get an affidavit from Adams. Now, that's completely different to what you said to the ad hoc, because the impression you are creating here is that it is Adams who came to IDEC, and this thing landed on IDEC's desk, when in fact yesterday we agreed that based on the minister's letter, or rather the letter from the minister's office, it is IDEC that reached out to Mr. Adams. So which is which now? Because here, it's Mr. Adams who's coming to IDEC, but yesterday you were quite clear that it's the minister who came to IDEC. The letter from the minister was not helpful. You then instructed Perumal to reach out to Adams, and that's how the Section 27 affidavit came about.
That is the correct position, Commissioner Khumalo. When I say that Mr. Adams came to IDEC, it is Mr. Adams who wanted IDEC to deal with his matter. But the position, as I indicated yesterday, is the position of having first received a letter from the minister. I did indicate that there were no attachments. I therefore asked Mr. Perumal to please engage Mr. Adams, as Mr. Adams wanted IDEC to deal with his matter.
So, and then the last engagement on that page, your response to the ad hoc gives the impression that Mr. Adams's referral landed on your desk in the middle of December 2024. Now that cannot be correct, because on the 6th of December, you gave the authorization, the Section 28 sub 13 authorization. So it cannot be correct that the referral landed on your desk in the middle of December 2024. Because that is the question. Advocate Arendse says, after the referral in November, when did the matter land on your desk, and what work would have been done on it? So the question, although it's 3 questions in one, it is specific. When did the matter land on your desk? And your response is, at the time I received it, it would have been the middle of December 2024. That was incorrect, what you told the
This
ad hoc
is incorrect,
committee.
yes.
Because already by the 6th of December, you had engagement not just with Perumal, but also with the prosecutor.
That is correct.
Because you would have, by the 6th of December already, looked at the application from the prosecutor and formed a view that you are going to authorize investigation into those 12 people that we mentioned earlier.
That is correct, Commissioner Khumalo.
Thank you.
The question is, why did you say to the ad hoc committee that you received the Section 27 in the middle of December? Why would you say that?
At the time, Commissioner Baloy, that was my recollection. In coming to
Yeah, carry on, sorry.
Sorry. In coming to this commission, I had to affirm myself properly with all of the facts. I'm not saying that the ad hoc was not important. I didn't go through all of this detail with my team when I went to ad hoc.
But you would have prepared to go to ad hoc. I mean,
Yeah.
I suspect they would be deeply offended if they are to understand you to mean you went to that committee without preparing and looking at your records on this matter. So I must assume that you prepared when you went there. You knew what the issues were. Their terms of reference, as in the question that they are required to deal with, are not very different from what we are dealing with here. So you knew that the referral and your investigation and your arrest of General Khumalo and what General Mkhwanazi said on the 6th of July were at the heart of what they are investigating. So you I cannot conceive of a situation where you did not go into your records of how this started. This are what culminates in prosecution. Where did it start? I can't, it's difficult to accept you saying, I did not remember, when in fact a lot happened before the 6th of December. A lot. You activated things. You received a Section 2813 application. You authorized things to be done before the 6th of December. How can you make a mistake? How could you genuinely make a mistake that you received this referral middle of December? It's improbable that's what happened. It's improbable that you did not remember that you received this in November already, before the middle of December. In fact, here you say middle December. We know it's much earlier that you are actioning and making demand and signing those documents for people to be investigated. It's improbable that you didn't remember it. You can comment if you have any comment, but that's my view. It's just unbelievable that you did not remember when you answered the question.
I take your point, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. And staying with your testimony before the ad hoc committee, can we go to page 557? And just to introduce the issue, it starts at 557, bottom thereof. Advocate Arendt's stating, you mentioned that you do not know, have never met Mr. Adams. You mentioned in your statement that when he approached IDEC, he had already gone twice to the subs in Western Cape and Gauteng province to open cases. Now we know that he didn't approach IDEC. IDEC approached him. We know that now for a fact. Do you confirm?
Correct.
And then Advocate Arendtse continues, and then you say somewhat miraculously that these cases disappeared. Now, do you have first-hand knowledge of this, or are you just conveying information that came to your knowledge at some point? Your response at 558 reads thus: this came to my knowledge through my own investigators who had taken the Section 27 referral affidavit from Mr. Adams. Part of what he indicates is that when he received information which he alleges was pushed under his door, which is part of the affidavit, he opened cases in the Western Cape. Am I to understand that the information pushed under his door is part of the affidavit, because the version we have doesn't have any annexures?
No, it is part of what he said in the 27. He says he received documents under his door.
Oh, so which is part of the affidavit is the allegation that...
Is the allegation.
But did you receive those were those documents disclosed to IDEC?
They were not part of the 27, and I'm not aware that any of those documents were disclosed to IDEC.
So you never received, you're not aware of receipt? No. Let's stay at page 558. At the bottom, Mr. Skosana says, did Mr. Adams bring up a classified document in this report? If so, are you authorized to investigate classified intelligence, and which specific section allows you to do so? According to the law, only the Inspector General of the Intelligence Office has the authority to investigate such matters. Your response is overleaf at the top of 559, wherein you state, what the ID herself received was a Section 28 application based on Section 27 referral. I'll pause there. When you say what the ID herself, you are the ID.
Correct.
Oh, so you are speaking of yourself in the third person. Yes. I shouldn't get confused. Okay. You continue. The investigators got an affidavit from Mr. Adams. Let us just say the ID was given a document purported to be classified. The ID is in possession of top secret clearance that therefore will allow me to look at those documents. However, before we do that, even with the State Security Agency matters to err on the side of caution, would indicate to the person giving us a document, can you rather declassify before you give it to us? But I did not have sight of any of the classified documents. Now, you say you received a Section 28 application based on the 27, and you say, let us say the ID was given a document purported to be classified. Are you suggesting that you were given a document that was purported to be classified, or are you saying it's a hypothetical example? Should you be given a document purporting to be classified?
It was a hypothetical
Okay.
example.
So you have not seen the content of the documents that were pushed under Mr. Adams' door?
Correct, I have not.
You remember yesterday, you relied on specifically those documents as a ground for the suspicion that Mr. Adams harbored. How could you when you haven't seen the actual documents?
I rely on what he says in his affidavit, that this is, I received information under my door, this is what the information said. So I relied on his affidavit. There were no, he didn't give us classified documents, or I didn't get any classified documents. So, Counsel, he refers to it. He says, documents having been pushed under my door, I relied on that information. And of course, I think he goes on further to say he relied on other information he would have got.
Now, if you are looking for the referral affidavit, Mr. Adams's, it's at file 2, page 512, and the paragraph you're referring to is paragraph 3. File 2, page 512.
Yes, that is
Now, if we go to 513 at paragraph 3, he says, my suspicion about General Kumalo and others became more clearer when I found an envelope pushed under my office door at Parliament, which contained some crime intelligence procurement documents using secret funds of crime intelligence and vetting documents. So, if I understand you correctly, within the engagement yesterday that there were no grounds, you said that is one of the grounds. Now, you haven't seen the content of the envelope and the documents therein, but you rely on Mr. Adams, who says, trust me, I've read them.
That is correct.
Okay. Yes,
Can I, just on this, follow up on this, I don't remember which provision exactly in the NPA Act, but there is a provision that states that if in the course of your investigation you come upon, I'm going to call it information because I don't remember the exact terminology of a possible offense, another offense that is not what you're investigating, you can refer it on if it's not part of what you're investigating. Am I correct in remembering such a provision?
that is correct.
Yes. Now, on this here, in the referral affidavit, Mr. Adams tells you that I have intelligence documents that were shoved under my door. And from those documents, I have even more reason to believe that Kumalo and them, General Kumalo and them, have committed offenses. Isn't that typically, because you know, you are in the sector, you know that when he says somebody shoved intelligence documents under me, it's material that you shouldn't have. You know that.
Correct.
Did you do anything in accordance with the provision of your act that says if you come upon information that suggests a possible offense being committed, you refer it to another agency? Did you refer this possession of intelligence documents that were on Mr. Adams's own account were not properly given to him or lawfully given to him? Did you refer it to the appropriate agency for investigation?
I did not, Commissioner, not having any knowledge or sight of the documents he referred to.
He tells you that he's got documents that speaks to intelligence matters. It's crime intelligence documents about procurement and something else. You have acted on his affidavit solely on suspicion. You did not have any facts to action anything in his affidavit that we have settled. he gives you information that tells you, I have not only in my possession, I have had sight of crime intelligence documents that someone gave to me, and I don't know who they put them under my door. That seems to me a classical case of you should have referred this to somebody. You don't need to see the documents to know. He's telling you, I've got possession of those documents. Why did you not consider it a case that must be referred to somebody else to look at, the appropriate authority to look at?
I did not.
Okay. And you don't have a reason why you didn't do it?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. Your October 25 statement to the Commission, regarding the dockets. Now, this is, as of the 6th of December, you have authorized.
Ms. Silla, sorry, can I
Yes.
please interrupt you? I didn't realize
Absolutely,
you're asking a
absolutely,
different
Commissioner.
question. Advocate Johnson, that referral that Ms. Silla referred you to exchange with Advocate Arendse, where you say you were not aware that a complaint has been laid with the minister. Can I ask you to repeat your explanation for why you answered the way you did?
At the time, I did not remember that letter.